We're joined by U.S. political expert at George Mason University, Solon Simmons. Always good to see you, Solon. One analyst said, "Welcome to gridlock USA." That's how they put it.
It's not a bad way to put it, because I think we're going to see a long, extended period of trench warfare, something like we saw in the 1990s after the Republican takeover in 1994. This is actually a larger victory than that one was, but the Democrats have retained the Senate so that the balance is not going to be all in the favor of the Republican Congress. I think the American people made a huge gamble here in economic theory. And what they did was they rejected the old Keynesian economic ideas that you can stimulate the economy in a time of great crisis, and instead are relying really more on the faith that free markets and the growth engine that's traditionally helped America will pull us out of this mess. It's not clear, of course, what will happen, but spontaneous opportunities don't always result in the best outcomes, and especially in a period when there's not a clear focus. So I think that Obama's going to stick to his agenda, and you're going to see the Republicans trying to push what they call a growth agenda. They're going to push what they think is an important thing to get rid of health care, and as you say, gridlock. There's going to be a fight. Remember, the Senate has the opportunity to block quite a lot. You need, in a way, we used to talk about 60 being the majority in the Senate because we have this issue of the filibuster. So we have an opportunity for the president to hold on to his gains. At the same time, a great opportunity for the Republicans to push their ideological agenda, their ideas, their sense of momentum, and to try to move the country forward for the next couple of years.
How big a role did the Tea Party play?
Well, the Tea Party is the fascinating part of this election, and it shows that there's a distinction now between what we might call libertarianism and traditional conservatism. These things were melded in the era of the civil rights movement, where people resorted to sort of traditional liberties in order to protect their sense of their own traditional communities. And now what you have is people who are not conservative on social issues, but are on economic issues. And the Tea Party had a mixed outcome. I'd say Rand Paul is the most important candidate in Kentucky to watch here, because he's really different from the rest. Even then, from Marco Rubio in Florida, he's a real libertarian. He's not religious. He's not, in obvious ways, ethnocentric, and yet he's opposed to some certain key elements of the civil rights agenda from the 60s, which was supposed to get him in trouble and knock him out of office. It didn't, which I think is a huge message to the American people in terms of what's allowable in American politics today.
Anger seemed to be the main theme here, Solon. Was this a referendum on the U.S. president? Was it a vote against U.S. President Obama, or was this all about the economy?
Well, I think it's both. I think that it's both of those things. I think that people don't trust his economic agenda, and I think that there's just a sense that there's not enough, not fast enough. And that's why I say there's a movement toward a faith in the free market and the idea of American exceptionalism, that Americans can outcompete the rest of the world, and that if you just free it up and let it go, cut it loose, then growth is going to come back. I say that's faith because it's not clear in these kind of conditions that that's going to happen. Many liberal economists think, in fact, you need to have not simply the stimulus that we did have, but even more. People have rejected that very clearly. They're afraid of deficits. Of course, the issue of deficits is also complicated by two major wars. Those are very expensive. People are not talking about that. So I think that it is a rejection, but it's not clear where it goes. It is a kind of saying no, but where is the yes?
Well, that's just it. Where does the U.S. president go from here?
I think he's going to rethink. I mean, we'll see what he has to say today. I don't see a Clinton-type triangulation in a sense. The other thing that's different about what Obama faces versus what Bill Clinton faced in 1994 is that he doesn't have the character flaws that Clinton faced, so the investigations are not as obvious. Although I do think that Obama has to worry. There always are, in a huge operation like a government like this, there's always something to investigate, and I imagine we're going to see some of those investigations come forward. If you want to get a sense of the tone of this new Republican Congress, think of the guy who yelled "You lie" in the joint session of Congress from South Carolina's 2nd District. That's the kind of anger and tone I think we're going to see more of, and there's nothing really to hold it in check with the House being moved way over into Republican territory.
Solon, thank you so much for all of this. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you very much.